Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
I was gonna start by saying like "Happy Birthday, America," but no, fuck that. I'm not doing that. No,
we don't need to.
We don't even need to acknowledge it.
No, we don't. America doesn't need like any extra support. You know?
No, it's not. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna send it a birthday card with a gift certificate to some entity that doesn't even exist anymore. You know, like a detached grandparent.
Exactly.
Like a $7 gift card to Fandango. Not even going to send them that. Yeah, remember Fandango?
I was watching Ralph Breaks the Internet, and they have a part where he goes on the internet, and it's like all these like buildings and skyscrapers, and Fandango has like a really big building, and it was like, I don't think so, Fandango. Nice try.
It's like the big Atari billboard in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Another episode of Hypecast.
Hypecast.
It is the show where we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell.
And I'm your other co-host, Drew Grant.
Hey! Hi, Drew.
Hey!
Thanks for keeping the illusion in our pre-banter. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to, but, you know.
Yeah. I've listened to enough of these episodes to know that there is a time when everyone gets confused about whether they're supposed to speak or not. So I bided my time, waited for it, and then just did it.
You can always tell a Milford man.
How are you, Drew?
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, it's happy birthday, America, I guess. I'm in the same position where I'm just like, I guess it's a day off from work, that relentless slog that we do, regardless about whether or not the world is ending. So it's a day off of doing that, so I guess a day extra to ponder the meaninglessness of life.
Yeah, it's a free day to experience my existential crisis as opposed to having to fit it in between breaks.
Yeah, I know.
You get to watch fireworks.
As well, yeah.
Oh, guess what I hate? I hate fireworks. They're so loud. Why did we create thunder for the outside? It scares all the dogs. I'm not a fan of fireworks.
I understand all of those criticisms, but my rejoinder is that they're bitchin'.
Yeah.
And that's tough to argue with.
I mean, would it surprise you to know that I had a fire incident, I would say, with firecrackers?
There is literally nothing you could say to me that I would be surprised.
Yeah.
But now you have to tell that story, of course.
I mean, it was unlicensed. It was the wrong season. It was New Year's. It was New Year's Eve, and my sister and I decided we were at some friend's house, and we decided to go on the dock and let off some firecrackers. And my dress caught on fire, and it wasn't great. It was definitely one of the scariest moments of my life. Everyone said I overreacted, but it was very, very scary to me. And I don't swim very well, so I had to jump in the water, and my dress was wet, and it was cold because it was January. So
that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. And it was embarrassing. It was in front of the boy I liked. I didn't like that.
Of course. That was just an assault on all fronts.
Yeah. Traumatic memory for Drew.
I had a friend who did professional grade fireworks in his backyard. And long story short, he lost all the hair on his head. His eyebrows, all his hair. It was delightful.
That reminds me of the guy who directed Equilibrium. If you look under the Equilibrium Wikipedia, you'll see that gun kata, that thing they did for the movie Equilibrium?
Oh, I know.
It says under the Wikipedia, it just says gun kata, which was developed by the director in his backyard. Which is just such a perfect detail.
Yep. You can tell. It really comes through. It really comes through.
It's like Napoleon Dynamite practicing your gun
yeah,
kata.
Absolutely.
At the front of my mind, every time I watch the thrilling sequences in Equilibrium, I'm like, man, these really look like something that the director figured out in his backyard.
it's kind of amazing for like because it's what is it, the mall ninja like this the mall sword guy.
Yeah.
That is the only time
Import
that
store ninja.
the only time a mall sword guy has actually made it all the way up to like a movie with Christian Bale. Like that's incredible.
Oh my god. Well, Paul
Good
Blart.
for him. Yeah. Well, that's about a mall sword guy.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I'm
Movie
just
Hollywood.
Mhm.
Let's thank some producers, Dave. You want to do that?
Yeah. I think I can do that.
All right.
We have producers for this show. Big thank you to Humbre.
Thank you.
Thank
Humbre.
you, Humbre.
Hombre.
Thank you to Heathcliff's Helping Handfuls.
Thank you.
Thank you to the conveniently placed self-destruct button on the top of every baby's head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Leth.
Thank you.
Thank you to Samuel Beckett's Donuts and Mortgage Emporium.
Thank
you to Ryan, the Silly Money Goose.
Thanks.
Thank you to Snapper Carr, punches God in the dick.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Nerd Numbers.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mike the Lurker.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to DJ Finney. Thank you to Dracula, the bus driving vampire.
Toot toot.
Thank you to Brockaway Loves the Meat Millie.
Thank you.
And thank you to David
Knife Boot.
Henson. Thank you.
All right, let me jump in here. Thank you to Grumblebee. Thank you to Screaming Horse Pyramid. Thank you to Look Mom on a podcast.
Ooh.
Thank you to Seismic Charge Noise.
Wham.
Thank you to Deborah's Awesome, Barbara's Great, and Cancer Can Go to Hell.
Thank you.
Thank you to Numino Ultra Microscopic Silico-Volcanoconiosis Anti-Disestablishmentarianism Jones.
Jesus, thank you.
Thank you to the baby from Eraserhead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Chiz Lily Tits.
Choose.
Thank you to These 7 Bs.
Thank you.
Thank you to Breezy Ruizy.
Thank you.
Thank you to Davy Francis 9. Davy Goes to Hell.
Thank you.
And thank you to MVB.
MVP.
I was chuckling at Drew perking up for the Lynch reference.
I was waiting for it. I know it comes every week, and I was just getting really hyped for the baby from the
Oh
Razorhead.
yeah.
Thank
As you should. So we were gone for we were gone for a week, right?
We were.
And so I expected like a bunch of trailers.
Not really.
And I actually had to do some digging.
Yeah.
So I guess the biggest trailer out this week was for Hocus Pocus 2.
Hocus.
Yeah, which were you guys, I know this is the way the wind's blowing, especially with Disney, but were you guys kind of disappointed when you realized it's like a straight-to-video equivalent where they're like, on streaming, and I was like, motherfucker.
I mean...
I enjoyed a Hocus Pocus as a kid.
I don't know if I consider that like if I would consider streaming straight to VOD, especially after the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I
So
know.
I didn't even clock that.
Yeah, I know we've sort of redefined what that means, but I wanted to see this on the big screen. I don't know.
I don't know. Hocus Pocus was never... It's a movie that I've seen once or twice. I mean, and I liked it, but I didn't get into it. Like, I was just... It's sort of like Power Rangers for me, where it was like right on the line. Like, I was about 10 when this movie came out, so I was just kind of too old to like really fall in love with it, I think.
Right, and I'm a little younger than you, so it makes sense.
What if I told you that this movie had Gary Marshall and Penny Marshall playing a married couple?
I am aware of that.
Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yes.
Better or worse? Better or worse?
I mean, it improves it. I enjoyed this movie. It's just not one that was like a huge movie for me.
For sure.
Watching this trailer, I'm just like, yeah, sure.
I had go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I had a huge sense memory of seeing this movie when I was a kid because it was the first time I saw someone named Sarah on the big screen.
Yeah.
And my name at the time was also Sarah. And so I was like very happy. Yeah, at the time that was also my name. So I was like very happy to see myself represented. And I remembered like being like, I'm the hot witch. That's cool. Not understanding that there's like, your name is not your identity, as I would learn later on in life, changing it.
It's really funny. Like, I didn't know you were a Sarah, so that just sounded like nonsense when you started talking about this.
My name used to be. Yeah, I did legitimately forget that that's your name.
I mean, in all honesty, changing it to a character from Buffy probably like wasn't any better, just because that's my middle name. But that's
it's as good as anything.
It's good as anything else.
There's Drews everywhere. They're in everything.
Yeah, sure.
They're
Garfield
represented. Yeah, I should say I wasn't like a huge fan. I just watched it a bunch as a kid. Maybe my sister watched it, and I was there in the room.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember it being one of those solid, let's scare children kids movies, you know, where they didn't really hold back. It was kind of gruesome from what I recall.
Yeah.
And this doesn't look much different. This looks pretty much in line with the tone. And it kind of made me think, like, they could have made 10 of these. I don't know why they didn't. Like, they just keep banishing the witches, and then they come back through a seance.
I could tell you why it didn't.
Did it not do well?
Oh, no. Hocus Pocus was...
Really?
No, yeah, it did. It kind of bombed in theaters. It became huge on video.
Yeah.
It was a big rental success for
out.
Disney.
It's a big like cult film. I feel like a lot of people
Yeah.
have these memories about Hocus Pocus that don't really add up to like maybe what it was at the time.
Yeah.
Like it's become like a big cult classic movie that you can get on shirts and Hot Topic.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess in that sense, it is proper for them to put it out only on streaming.
Kinda. Like the
'Cause
best...
the way it was
the best,
meant to be enjoyed.
Honestly, the best way to release Hocus Pocus 2 is with a package of popcorn and Raisinets from Blockbuster and a babysitter. Like,
Oh, that'd be so good if it like came with a babysitter.
yeah.
Or like a midnight screening that you weren't supposed to attend, so you tell your mom you're sleeping over at somebody else's place.
Right.
That would
Exactly.
Also, yeah, that's where you're supposed to experience Hocus
And
Pocus too.
you're at the movies in your pajamas.
Yeah.
Like-
Just you and the cast of a regional Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right. I don't know, man. When is this coming out? I assume like
September, October, I think.
yeah, they say this Halloween season, which honestly made me feel good that like if Christmas is going to keep bleeding backwards, then Halloween is going to as well. So I'm excited for August Halloweens, you know? Like fuck it, might as well.
I mean, we don't know how many of them we have left. We might as well get in on it now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in another couple of years, Halloween is it's going to be as hot as August anyway. So,
Oh god.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
exactly.
so
On a little bit better news,
Toasty Halloween.
I do like Sam Richardson. I think the more things that Sam Richardson can be in,
Oh, of course.
the better. He's so great.
yeah, he's awesome. I honestly forgot he was in the trailer because he's only in it for a second. But yeah,
Wait, he's in the trailer?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
You know, like after watching The After Party, I always have to make sure not to say Search Party, but after watching him in The After Party, I was like, you know what? I'm just sold on this guy. I will watch basically any project he's in, and Disney must know that because they promoted him as like the only cast member. Besides the 3 returning women, like he was the only person they announced for this movie. I feel like. Unless that was just me not paying attention well.
No, I don't know anyone else who's in it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Hocus Pocus 2.
Sure.
I just looked up. It's the director of 27 Dresses in The Proposal.
Sure.
Oh, not good
If that
sign.
means anything.
I mean,
it's not. It's a what? It's like fine.
I mean,
you know.
yeah, Proposal was fine.
Yeah. I'm not like knocking it. Who did the original? Was that anybody?
Please tell me it's one of the Marshalls.
It's somebody. Shoot, I just
Looking it up in real time.
Yeah.
Here we
Hell
go.
yeah, baby. Oh, Doug Jones. Okay, so Doug Jones was the guy in this. Doug Jones is
Yes.
the original, and I believe he's
Yeah.
in the
He's
sequel.
He's not the director.
He's the zombie. Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Kenny Ortega.
All right, it was written by Mick Garris. That's who I was thinking of. Like I knew there was somebody involved in the original movie that was kind of like, "Oh, okay."
Who?
Yeah.
Mick Garris?
Mick Garris, he does a lot of Stephen King adaptations, a lot of the made-for-TV ones like The Stand,
Oh.
I think Desperation, some other ones.
He made
This was-
Desperation into a movie or a TV show. That's cool. I like Desperation.
But yeah, the original director also directed Newsies.
Kenny Ortega from
Yeah.
Footloose.
Yeah. And did a bunch of like music videos type stuff, musicals after that, did like High School Musical. Is doing the new Dirty Dancing, which I am now learning exists.
Sure.
Did the original Dirty Dancing.
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
I
Didn't
don't see him. I don't see it. No.
No, who did the original Dirty Dancing?
I don't know, man.
Oh, weird.
It's probably
Maybe it's,
someone named Sarah.
Huh.
Yeah, maybe. They should have traded, right? They should have gotten the person doing the new Hocus Pocus should have been the Dirty Dancing, the original director of that. That's what
you're
they
right.
should have
It
done.
was
but they didn't.
Emil Ardolino, the director of Sister Act.
That's so weird. I would have put money. I would have put money on it being Kenny Ortega. It's so weird. You learn
Got that
something every
Kenny
day.
energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's got big Kenny Ortega energy. I think he I think he directed a Blink-182 video. Anyway, we should move on
to the next film. See How They Run. This I haven't seen much hype for this.
This trailer, I hadn't heard anything about this until I saw the trailer this week.
It's like.
So
what's that? Oh, I was just gonna say it's Sam Rockwell doing Knives Out, basically.
Mm-hmm. That's literally what I was going to say. And it looks fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not against that at all.
No, the trailer is mostly Saoirse Ronan, who is killing it in this movie. So
yeah, it's like British Knives Out, which I guess is just going to be the sequel to Knives Out in Greece. But it's like British Knives Out, and I'm here for it. Like, we need more Gosford Park, like, mysteries. I wouldn't even mind another one of those, Inspector Poirot ones, even though they're not great.
Yeah, no, they scratched that itch. I'm getting a Radioland Murders vibe from this one, but in like a good way, because the Radioland Murders kind of sucks.
It looks like Wes Anderson did a murder mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
Murder mysteries it's like horror movies or pornography. You can make as many as you want.
Honestly,
you can never have too many. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's just like, fucking pile it on. Who killed Adrian Brody? Let's find out.
Yes,
I do love that. I
hope
love
it's
that
satisfying.
I love that that's the question.
He's playing such a scumbag too. Excellent use of an Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
It gave me I love her tackling people and jumping the gun.
Yeah,
like that's such a stupid joke that I'm so into. This also gave me vibes of the fucking Robert Downey Jr. singing Detective for some reason.
Oh my god,
that no one saw. Yeah.
I saw that movie.
I really liked the miniseries, and I gotta say the movie kind of did a pretty good adaptation of that. Considering that they're taking a whole miniseries and making it 2 hours long, like it's as good as it can be.
Yeah, I was really into Robert Downey Jr. during that period where I could have if he was a stock, I bought real low. Like, I bought him when he was right after he was doing he had done In Dreams, which I believe was like
that's him
Surviving
coming back.
Christmas.
Yeah, that's him. It's him on the up and up after the whole jail stuff. So
yeah, and that Ally McBeal not being able to be on set, he couldn't get insured. He was just in a real dark place. And I think Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Singing Detective were two of the big ones that he was able to land during that period. Yeah. So Kiss Kiss Bang Bang does not hold up, guys. Just FYI. Thought it did.
Not really.
Nope.
Not as much as it could have.
Not like The Nice Guys.
Yeah. Yeah, which hopefully also will hold up.
Yeah.
I mean, both have extreme divorced energy.
Oh, yeah. Shane Black can't help it. He is the most divorced man that's ever existed.
Yeah, I would say Mamet.
Mamet? Yeah, oh shit, yeah.
Mamet kind of beats him, but both those guys.
It gets to a point where you're just like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. I love it when David Mamet tries to police the culture wars now, because you're like, what are you?
Oh my god, Mamet!
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, Jesus Christ!
Can't be good for business. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's being David Mamet. He's got that divorced energy.
Yeah,
did he just get another divorce? Did he divorce yet again?
I don't know. I don't even know if he's ever been divorced. He just has divorced energy.
That's good. It's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. Oh shit! Sorry. Now I'm just looking into the Singing Detective. The screenplay was written by the original miniseries writers.
Hey Dave, that's fine.
That's neat. Isn't that neat?
Let's stick with the movie that we're talking about.
I forget what movie. See how they went. There's not much to fucking say. It just looks really good. People should check out the trailer because again, I haven't really seen much buzz for this, and it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, you guys saw the Brand Budapest Hotel, right? So it's like that, but someone got murdered instead of just dying.
Oh, somebody gets murdered in Grand Budapest.
So it's exactly like Grand Budapest Hotel from the perspective of whoever played the detective in that one.
Sure. If that's how you want to process it, that works.
Yeah.
Well, What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say,
something?
yeah. It's just I could do for more Gods for Parks. Like we could use some more of
yeah.
that.
One a year.
Gosford
A new one a year.
A new Gosford Park every year.
every year. Yeah.
They should be like
remake
Fast and
that.
Furious films.
That's the chicken in every pot that I want.
They should go to space. Gosford
Yes!
Park in space.
It just still has Ryan Felipe in it. It's
Yeah.
just
Yep.
amazing.
Gosford
Fuck it.
Station.
Station. Nice.
Perfect. All right, next trailer is Ticket to Paradise. This is George Clooney and Julia Roberts playing just the worst people.
Yeah. Two very
just-
incredibly bitter divorced
Toxic
parents.
people, yeah, who are trying to ruin their daughter's engagement.
Yeah.
I think the point is that they're terrible for the record. This is the director of Mamma Mia.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
And
Mamma
writer.
Mia, here we go again.
It's Mamma Mia,
Yeah,
here we go.
writer
again.
director of Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Yes,
It's got big Mamma Mia energy for sure.
Yeah.
it really
It's the-
does.
Same as divorce energy, but like for women.
Yeah. I'm
Perfect.
not against this movie.
No, and like the idea that
It
they're
looks-
trying to break up their, like, they give us enough information. Like their daughter, who's played by Caitlin Dever, goes away to I think Thailand or Indonesia, and meets somebody, and within a month is going to marry him. So like it makes a little bit of sense that the parents would be like, well,
I think
obviously she's making a mistake. Nobody gets married after a month, blah blah blah.
and the obvious like parallel is that like their marriage fell apart,
Right.
So they think her
Yeah.
marriage is going to fall apart, and there's probably, I'm guessing, they get back together by the end, or better yet, they learn that lesson that it's like just because we suck doesn't mean our daughter will suck, etc., etc.
Yeah,
I
and,
mean,
yeah.
I don't mean to like throw a wrench in the wheels, but if you saw Mamma Mia, here we go again, anything is on the table. Because that movie starts out and Meryl Streep has died off camera.
No.
And they could get Meryl Streep because she was in the movie at the end. So they could have gotten her.
Wow.
They chose to kill her off.
That was a storytelling decision. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Imagine sitting
mean-
down to make your fucking musical blockbuster sequel and being like, Meryl Streep, get her out of here.
Died
Yeah.
off camera. Oh, man.
That's pretty wild. So yeah, this could have like a volcano in it for all we know.
Honestly, yeah, I was going to suggest that when you said it could end up with them getting back together, or it could end up with them fighting in a volcano like the Northmen.
That would be amazing. Just naked George
I did.
and Julia Roberts naked fighting in a volcano.
I
Yes.
will say, even though they are portraying, two extremely toxic people, it is fun to see these two actors play assholes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of like George Clooney and Julia Roberts reunite, and it's like there's a reason that's kind of exciting.
Yeah,
It's because they're very charismatic people.
yeah.
Remind me what they were in originally together?
Ocean's 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
duh. Drew, it was a franchise.
No, I had the same thought because I was like, surely it's not that. That was like a year ago that came out, and then I remembered my age. It was like,
Dave.
fuck.
Dave.
No, I don't want to hear it.
I was going through all the Coen brother movies in my head. I was like, it's not intolerable cruelty. I was like, I don't think she's been in any Coen brother movies because I don't think I have a reference for George Clooney as like a fun, like lovable scamp, except for the Coen brothers.
I was gonna say, you just have like a head full of all the maniacs he's played for the Coen brothers.
Yeah. It's mostly intolerable cruelty, but then it's also Oh Brother Where Art Thou and Burn After Reading.
Burn After
That's
Reading.
The Clooney,
Holy shit.
That's the Clooney I love. Burn After Reading Clooney is choosing violence. Clooney, I love it.
There's a real Clooney-ac in that
Yeah.
one.
Clooney-ac. This movie looks terrible. No offense to the people who made it or like any of the cast and crew, but this movie, it looks like, to me, this trailer seemed like it was 5 hours long. I had to keep restarting it because I just couldn't care less about what
That's
happens
fair.
to these people.
That's fair.
That's fair.
It does remind me of like My Father the Hero, just one of those endless sort of destination comedies that come out in a decade that you just sort of forget about, even though they may have big stars in it.
For sure.
This kind of feels like one of those, but I like everybody in it, so maybe I'll watch it.
That's why I'm like, I don't hate this. This movie's harmless.
Yeah.
Unless its message is really harmful.
Right, unless it's
But,
like virulently racist or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it might
That's
be.
why they're against the marriage.
Yeah, right. Oh no.
Oh shit. But it like it's like it's something for like grandma to masturbate to. You know,
Yeah,
it's fine.
this is a movie you take your folks to.
That image, Dave. Whoa.
You're welcome. Speaking of,
Talk about
should we talk
intolerable
about-
cruelty.
Should we talk about this next trailer?
Yes.
This trailer was confusing, and I looked up the plot, and it makes a little more sense.
Okay.
So the trailer is a young lady showing up at what appears to be Bill Skarsgård's house.
It's an Airbnb, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's apparently an Airbnb that was double booked. That's the idea.
Yeah.
I didn't
Did
get that from the trailer
Did that not
at
come
all.
through?
Yeah,
No.
that came through.
Okay, maybe I just wasn't paying good enough attention.
I gotta be honest, Dave. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, well, I first saw this I saw it in the theater, this trailer.
Same.
And so I just skimmed it this time, so that's probably why. And then she wakes up and she hears something in the basement, but it's like the mega basement.
Yeah,
And that's when I was like, yeah, you just don't go down there.
Don't go
right?
in the mega basement. Yeah.
Yeah, you simply leave. You leave. You go to a hotel.
But
Or you,
as I mentioned,
you know.
she can't because the neighborhood is sketchy at night.
It is.
But it's-
For some reason.
It's a sketchy
yeah.
neighborhood.
The way they depict that in the trailer, this is what I mean is like there's probably more explanation in the movie.
Oh,
But
yeah,
in the
probably.
trailer, he's just like, it's creepy outside. And she looks outside and it's just like dark. And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's no sun out. Like you just get back in your car. But again, I'm sure they explain like maybe has limited resources or maybe she's on the run. I don't know. Whatever the case, I would still not go into the dungeon, but she does. And Bill Skarsgård is crawling around for some reason.
Justin
And-
Long is there. Did you catch that 2 seconds of Justin Long?
I did not.
The longer is there?
I did not see Justin Long. No.
Justin
Wow.
Long is like you just see him for a hot second, and he only registers because you're like, that's not Bill Skarsgård or her.
Maybe
And,
they're turning people into tusks down in the basement.
Could be. It could be a walrus basement.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is actually about, but the trailer clearly doesn't want us to know.
Yeah.
And
it seems like
good
it's
job because I'm going to see it.
Yeah. This looks interesting. I like old Billy Scars.
Yeah, gotta love the scars.
It's the trailer is like weird enough in a good way that I'm like, okay, I'll watch this. So
yeah.
Is this
I
one of
love-
those trailers? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I love that William Skarsgård is just like horror guy now. Like I'm into it.
well, yeah. Look at his face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his face.
yeah, he's got a scary face.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the thing that Bill Skarsgård once said to me at a party? Like this was like during his Hemlock Grove period.
Maybe.
It's like before his famous, where he told me, because I had read this article about like his family. They're basically the girl with the dragon tattoo family because they all live on an island like off the coast of Sweden or whatever. And I
Yeah,
was like, is your
they're
family
vampires.
And there's like there's like 20 of them. Like the dad Stellan just had another kid like 2 years ago, like another child, not another grandkid.
Too many Skarsgårds.
Yeah. So I was like, is it really like crazy on that island? Like, what do you guys do? And he goes, no, we're just like regular family. Like, all we do different is we surf every day and all of us are uncircumcised. That was it. That was it.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
I was like, that guy is super weird. I walked away with that conversation being like,
That's so good. No, the Skarsgård. I feel like that's where haunted castles come from.
Yeah.
Families like the Skarsgårds. And I'm so into it. I would gladly become a Skarsgård if they want to, bite me and I
Yeah.
drink their blood or whatever. I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
in.
I mean, notably, I have never met a female Skarsgård or seen one or heard of one.
There's at least one.
I mean, right, they're keeping her under the bed like that X-Files episode.
Jesus.
No, they're
Jesus,
like
yeah.
dwarves. They're like Lord of the Rings dwarves. Where it's just they all look exactly the same, and there's no way to know.
I do believe Stellan and Bill had a child the same year. So him and his son.
Good for them. Spread that Skarsgård until the world is nothing but Skarsgård. Like that's the goal, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Secretly, yeah.
Yeah. It could be publicly. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Let the secret out.
Yeah. This
People
I
need
don't know.
hope in these dark times.
It's okay. Nothing matters. You will become Skarsgård.
Yeah.
His most recent wife, by the way, Stellan's, was named My Skarsgård. That was her name.
My Skarsgård?
M-Y.
Aww.
I mean,
My Skarsgård. That's
very Handmaid's
adorable.
Tale.
going back to this, I
Yeah.
don't know anything about this director. They've made a few things. I don't know. This looks, again, good. This is a good job trailer. Like, that's all I can say is that, like, I don't know anything about this movie, but I want to see it because I want to know what the fuck this is about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
100%.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of another one that he was in called Villains. Where like,
ooh, I want
somebody-
to see Villains. Yeah, that I haven't seen that yet.
It kind of looks like Villains in the sense that I think she's on the run. I think she's like, there's a reason why she's out in the middle of nowhere, and I wouldn't be surprised if the hook here like turns on, like, because it has this weird thing at the end where it starts getting all Get Out-ish, where you hear a narrator voice and it's like somebody on a radio or something who's like giving you prompts, and then suddenly you see a nice house that's like in a different town, and I'm like, oh, are they like doing experiments? Are they like doing a Get Out?
Is it all in her head in some way or something like that? Because I think the nice house is the same house, right? It's just
it looks completely different. Yeah.
It's just like in a better setting or something like that. Like if you look at the beginning of the trailer versus the house at the end of the trailer, it is definitely the same house.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it has like a house next door to it this time.
Well, I think
That's creepy.
it's just that the original shot is so dark. I assume that signifies like I don't know what that signifies.
Oh, you're right. I'm looking at it right now. There is a house next door to it. You just can't see it because it's all dark out.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something there because that ending shot, the grass is too clean. Like it's definitely not like the next day. It looks more like a fantasy of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super curious.
Yeah, I'm into it. Is this one of the trailers that had the clicking clock background noise?
They all have that.
They all had it. Okay.
Yeah.
I walked out of the room and I was like, told my boyfriend, I was like, you know what I hate in trailers? The ticking clock, along with the sound of a camera winding up, like shuttering and then winding up, like with.
Yeah, I don't blame the filmmakers because I don't think they're in charge of the trailers.
Yeah.
It's just like these trailer companies. We've covered or we've talked about this probably on this show. It's just like there's always these fads that trailers go through, and this is the current one, and it is kind of irritating.
Yeah,
it is. It's very annoying because it's not like a cute song.
It's the new Inception song or Inception noise, rather.
That's the thing. Rest assured that in a year it'll be something completely different that you will also be irritated with.
Just to be clear, guys, we're talking about the thing in a trailer where they go, like the sound of a camera going off and goes, and then it goes, tick, tock, tick.
Yeah.
And the rest of the trailer, everything is cut to the sound of the TikTok.
Yeah.
Right.
It's in the Texas Chainsaw trailer, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the original Texas Chainsaw as well.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what my boyfriend said, by the way. That's exactly what he said.
All right, well, speaking of things that are like other things, let's talk about this next trailer for The Invitation, which is also the name of another movie.
Yeah.
Different movie.
From the...
Didn't know they could do that.
Oh, what's her name? Karen Kusama that made that one?
Karen, yes, I think that's right. The Yellow Jackets producer.
Yeah, which I remember being a good movie. I only saw it once.
I liked it as well, yeah. So this is... pick a different title movie. Anyway.
Yeah, but I have a bigger problem with this movie, which is that I feel like I don't need to see the movie anymore.
It's like a neat little vampire movie, but they show you the entire fucking movie in the trailer.
And when we say, sometimes we exaggerate when we say that, they literally walk you through everything until literally her killing the villain at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, we see her kill the villain.
Yep.
This is about a woman whose like British cousin approaches her. And
Supposedly.
I'm just gonna spoil the
All
movie
right.
now because
right
I'm just
away,
gonna
red flag. If your secret British cousin approaches you out of the blue and is like, "Come away to Britain come across the pond for the weekend and attend this wedding."
Don't do it.
Red flag.
Don't do
Especially when her big thing was, I don't have any family. And then she's like, whoop, I guess except for this cousin who just popped up. Nah, they just know you're on your own.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And again, this is just this trailer. And she goes to a dinner. They all reveal themselves to be vampires. They kill someone. They tell her that she's like a chosen one and she's going to have a wedding. She escapes. She goes into town and gets knocked out by like a very like the British town folk helper. She wakes up to the forced wedding. She gets away and she kills the vampire. And that is in the trailer.
She gets turned into a vampire.
It seems like she gets turned into a vampire first. Yeah,
right. Sorry. She gets turned into a vampire. And we see, again, can't stress this enough, they just walk you through that entire plot.
Yeah, we're not reading a plot synopsis. That's just what they show you in the trailer.
She stabs him with what I believe to be a cross. You see that. She kicks him down, and she's standing over him. And the movie, I guess, ends because they showed the entire fucking movie.
I was so confused because it seemed like they were broaching a question in this movie, like a mystery, which is like, who's getting married? Because she's supposed to go to this wedding. She doesn't know who it's for. And the bride and groom won't show up. And so you're like, ooh, that's a mystery. Like, it's going to be interesting. And they're like, nope, it's a wedding for her.
Yeah,
it's her.
They just tell
she's
you.
getting married.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of want to not see this movie. Like, this is the opposite of the Barbarian, which is like, quality of movie or not, the trailer just fucking ruined the movie for me. Yeah. I have very little desire to see this movie now.
Maybe something different will happen. Maybe they're werewolves. Like, maybe this is just in reverse, and she gets knocked out by townspeople first, and then
wakes up in Bill Skarsgård's house.
Well, this is what I'm saying. These movies all exist in the same cinematic universe, with the exception of maybe Clooney.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I mean, he and Julia Roberts could be vampires.
Yes.
And that's why they're so cranky.
Yeah, that would explain it.
They have to be out in the sun.
Right.
At a destination wedding.
As vampire lore states, vampires in the sun are cranky.
Yeah.
That sounds like a thing. I'm kind of into it, like on a ready or not level. Like, a part of me wants to be like, oh, it's trying. It wants to show you that she's the bride, so it can get the cool like show of her in the wedding dress just kicking ass. And I'm never going to be like anti the idea that you should go to your own wedding prepared to fight to the death with the groomsmen if necessary. Like, that is just something I feel like inherently I believe in and I stand by, no matter what kind of movie it is. But yeah, like, I don't understand, like, why even bother telling us there's a setup if you're just going to reveal it? Like,
yeah, it was like they spent a long time on it too, so they really do make it seem like the point of the movie is going to be this weird mystery, like, oh, where's the bride and groom? This is a strange wedding. Like, they spent a lot of time on it, and then they're just like, nope, vampires.
I can't fucking imagine being like the director or writer and seeing this trailer and being like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I would be so fucking pissed.
It also was very, like, it was also very Get Outy in the sense that, like, it's Melisandre from Game of Thrones, right? It's, that's who that actress is? It
is.
Maybe.
That does look like that.
Or is that not them? It looked a lot like her. It's like she's African-American and she's going to Britain and, like, they're all, like, looking at her and, like, you know, it feels like fetishizing her in some way. And, like, the whole beginning of the trailer, you're like, ooh, like, what's going on with that? Are they, like, gonna British get out her? I don't know. Right.
British Get Out. Which, I mean, you could argue the British were the original Get Outs, right?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were the original Get Outers.
Get Outers. But yeah, it is that lady from Game of Thrones, for the record. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was going to be a thing. Again, no idea. Not going to see this movie unless someone says, oh, it's really good or it's like different than the trailer. And again, that's nothing against the filmmakers. Like, yeah, maybe I'll watch this at some point. I just it completely eliminated my my desire, my curiosity by just showing the entire film.
It's like if Eyes Wide Shut trailer had done a thing where at the end they're like, and it's like a sex party, and here's like the secret word, password, and like a hooker died. That's it. That's all.
Right.
Like, that was the film. that was it. I kind of forgot for a second what happened at the end of Eyes Wide Shut, but like I think that was it.
There's a little more to it, but you're right. You're pretty much right.
Yeah, just arpeggio or whatever the word
I mean,
was.
I don't know. My family watches it every Christmas because
that's so
obviously,
cute.
you know, we all get together.
Yeah.
So
I
remember
around for Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah. It is the story of Eyes Wide Shut. That should be a tradition everywhere.
There should be a Golden Book version of Eyes Wide Shut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A crucifixion play version of Eyes Wide Shut.
Exactly. Yeah, the Stations of the Cross, the Stations of Eyes Wide Shut.
Actually works. That works.
It doesn't not work.
Yeah. I want to talk about this next trailer really badly.
Sure, let's do it.
Because this is 13 Lives. This is Ronald Howard. It's the writer of Gladiator and Everest. And a bunch of other things too, like that new Les Mis, and you know, they're movies. They write movies, and it's about the Chilean not Chilean. Thailand soccer team who got trapped in the cave
in the underwater caves.
Yeah, and so they needed Ron Howard was like, I need to cast 3 weirdos who look like they'd wiggle through a cave.
Oh,
and
man.
he nailed it.
Fucking nailed it.
He did it. He did a very good job with that.
He really did.
I'm not, we've talked about this, like making movies based off disasters that just happened.
Yeah.
Not great, but it all makes up for it to watch Viggo Mortensen, Joel Edgerton, and Colin Farrell fucking act off
Just
each other.
squirreling their way through
caves.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And
yes.
Viggo's doing a voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Viggo's doing a hard voice. He's gone like full Cronenberg at this point.
He
I
is
feel like.
just he's.
But I also thought my very first thought was, are we going to see Elon Musk in this trailer? That was my very first thought.
Of course. This is if you're unaware, this is the incident in which Elon famously called the one of the rescuers a pedo because the guy said that Elon's ridiculous submarine that he tried to send them was like stupid and wouldn't work.
Right. Which one is the pedophile in this?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's actually a character in the movie or not.
Right. It would be so funny if they worked that in and one of them's
I think
just
it is.
like...
I think it has to be because it's one of the guys who rescued it. It's one of the 3 rescuers, wasn't
Colin
it?
Farrell's just like, I just want to
think
get
so.
in there because I want to fuck those kids. Or they just keep working that
Christ.
To be clear, I don't think the guy was a pedo. I think
No, he
Elon
wasn't.
Musk
No, not at all.
in. He got sued.
Yeah.
Elon Musk offered a shitty...
really?
Yeah. Elon Musk offered them a shitty submarine that wouldn't work because caves don't work the way I'm sure he is imagining it. They said no thanks. And then he called the guy a pedophile for not using his submarine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because Elon Musk is terrible.
Yeah.
You should give him Twitter. It sounds like he seems
was
the
like-
perfect owner of
we should
Twitter.
give him Twitter.
The escalation was, here's this dumbass submarine. No, I don't want it. That won't work. You must be a pedophile. That's why you want to save these kids so bad. Like, that's where Elon went with it. Anyway.
It's
I
fucking
hope
weird.
that's in the movie.
I hope
Dominated
there's
the news
literally...
cycle about it. I remember that's the only thing I remember is like one of the guys got called a pedophile for not taking Elon Musk's shitty submarine. And go ahead.
I'm sorry. I want to. All I need is a moment where one of their phones dings, and he looks at his phone. He's like, "The fuck," and then they like continue with the rescue. just have that.
Oh man, do you think Elon Musk will cameo in this movie?
I
He's
do
done it
not.
before.
I do. Yeah, he'll do like
Only
an
if-
Iron Man too.
Only if he forces his way in there with some kind of shit.
He just buys the
Truly
film.
is the new Trump. You know what? You would think that he would know more about caves, seeing that he grew up like the son of some fucking diamond jeweler dude, right? Like, but like I guess it's not wet caves. He's used to dry caves, and he's never been in one.
Emeralds.
I was about to say he's not going in those caves. He's sending people into those caves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
it's yeah.
The,
Now I kind of want the opposite of this movie because it's Amazon. So it's like another rich guy. So I kind of want the opposite where they keep talking about how not pedophiles they are throughout the whole and just keep rubbing it in Elon's face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Just
sure
a
that's
whole-
actually going to be it. Like,
Yeah. Well,
not-
I'm guessing
it's gonna-
I'm guessing it'll never come up. I'm
no,
guessing.
that's impossible. You can't make a movie about this and not have like the biggest. This is the only part I remember about the story.
well,
Which
You can't.
that's a real shame if that's true. Because it's
I didn't remember they all got out. I don't
Yeah.
think I remember that part. I don't
Oh,
look it
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah. I'm actually really excited for this just because it's Ron Howard and all these actors and like again, I'm still kind of against the principle of this movie, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to watch the fuck out of this.
also, do you remember what Ron Howard's last movie was?
Oh no.
It was Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh my god, he made
fuck.
that.
He sure
Yeah,
did.
he did.
I didn't say that like I can't believe Ron Howard made that. I said that like I believe he thought it was a project and then like I thought he discarded it. I forgot it.
Yeah.
Came out.
Yep, that came out.
He made that.
He
Okay.
That
sure
was
did.
that was a real failure.
It's a real embarrassing movie.
But he's made some really good ones
Yeah, of
too.
course
And
he has, yeah.
He does really good when it's disaster movies. I would say that he's allowed to do this one the way that like Apollo 13 is allowed because no one died. Right?
Yeah.
So like that makes it okay.
No, two guys died.
In Apollo 13?
No,
Or
in this one.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Two rescuers died.
Oh no.
Yeah, this shit's gonna be dramatic. It might be one of these droopy faced motherfuckers
Oh man.
So many little droopy faces in this. I'm so excited for
But
the cast.
one guy apparently I'm reading died after the fact because of an infection he got
Oh.
during the.
Ew, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
That's truly terrible.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
imagine what fucking bullshit? Like a year after rescuing these kids from a cave, you die of an infection. I'd be so mad.
I'd be mad
I'd be
too.
so mad, but I'd also be like, thank God that like, or I'd just be grateful that like I made it out of the cave, so everyone could give me credit.
Yeah.
Like I could, because I could live to see the credit.
Yeah. I can live to be praised at least.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
I don't know. There's something about this. It doesn't feel like the Captain Phillipses or that other captain or like, you know.
Scully?
Yeah,
Sully?
yeah,
Yeah,
Sully.
Sully, yeah.
I think it's because the way, like what Drew said is like, yeah, Elon Musk kind of fucked this moment up.
At
Like,
least for us here in the West.
Exactly. Is that like it kind of does feel like I didn't get the full story of this, and the only thing that reached me was the Elon Musk stuff, and then like one day seeing like, hey, they got out, you know, and so like I do think this story kind of deserves to be told. It might have been better as a documentary, but maybe no one was documenting it, you know, or I don't know. I don't know anything about behind the scenes of this. Maybe the families are like, God, I hate that this is getting made. I hope this was made with the blessings of everybody involved.
Yeah.
But it as a story, it is like compelling, and it looks like it's done really well. And it looks like they're going to give really good performances and treat it with respect. And so,
It's
like,
yeah.
I don't know, like this for some reason sort of it doesn't rub me the wrong way that those other types of movies do.
It's what he does well, I'd say. Like, this is something I'm comfortable with Ron Howard tackling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it part of it is Ron Howard, although again he'd also made Inferno, but like, you know, he's made enough great stuff that it's
Yeah. And there's a lot to this story, and like you're saying, we didn't get most of it. It really was this crazy operation that so many people had to come together. It's really, really an incredible story. So it's like the obvious thing you would make a movie out of.
right.
Was it like they got like people from different countries? That was the thing, right? It was supposed to like join the world's. It was one of those moments where the world joined together. Everyone except Elon Musk.
Yeah.
It's very funny how much he sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
What a
He picks up the ball and wants to go home, but the ball is just a shitty submarine.
what a piece of shit thing to do.
It's
Draw
so funny.
a dumbass submarine nobody asked for, and they're trying to get this team of kids out of this
Yeah.
cave, and you give it to them, and they're like, "This is dumb. This won't work." And so you immediately say, "Oh, you must be a pedophile because you're trying to save these
to the
kids."
to the hero rescuers.
Right, to one of the hero cave divers.
Way to get some good PR. Yeah, did he even make the sub, or would they have to
I
wait
think
like
he-
5
I
years
think he
for the
just,
sub
like-
to actually get made?
I can't remember, and honestly, who cares? He did.
No.
By the way, the lawsuit was thrown out. Incidentally,
Ah,
the guy
Jesus
didn't
Christ.
even win his defamation lawsuit against Elon
Jesus fucking
Musk.
Christ. Remember when he said he was gonna fix the Flint water, and he donated like 4 filters
Yeah.
to a school? Yeah, it's just never. If Elon Musk steps in and is like, "I'll get you out of that well," just don't. Just say no. Just say no.
Yeah,
Right.
just say no,
He's
kids.
going to bring
He
you.
won't do it.
He'll bring
He
you.
won't do it.
He'll bring you a straw.
Yeah,
Here,
and call you a pedophile.
You can drink your way out. Just drink all the water.
Right. I invented this device called the straw. I invented it.
Anyway, so that's
yeah.
13 lives.
Yeah, 13 lives.
Probably going to be pretty good. So
It
looking forward
probably
to it.
will.
yeah.
I just want to note that Colin Farrell is like, I love him to death, but it's just like, I feel, is he in a lot of biopics? Like, it's just,
I don't know.
he's,
Saving Mr. Banks?
I do not think he's in that.
Yeah, no, he's the Mr. Banks from Saving Mr. Banks.
He's the Mr. Banks from Saving Mr. Banks. Okay.
He's a dad that like she's remembering.
Okay. He's such a generic looking dude that you can just squeeze him into any biopic, I realized.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, already like based on a true story, which isn't to say like he's done some amazing performances. So it's nothing against him as an actor. But yeah,
I would love to see him in just like the Cobblepot version of him.
Yes.
in
Oh,
this.
I'm so
you
excited.
should do the Penguin.
So excited for that goddamn HBO Max show that they're making about him.
Do you think the first day one of this movie, Ron Howard sat them all down? He was like, okay, nobody's doing a voice unless I tell them. That's number
He's
one.
like, we didn't hire Leto for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vigo, you can do a British voice because you're playing a British guy, but that's it.
Yeah. Everybody
Vigo
be
not British?
cool.
No, I think Vigo's American.
No way.
I think so.
He's got
He
real
doesn't.
British energy.
Nothing about him seems like he should be, but I'm pretty sure
He's born
he is.
in New York. He was born in
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
This is like finding out Michael McKean was from America. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It shouldn't be allowed. He shouldn't be allowed to be American. Anyway.
No,
No?
it should be against the law. Next trailer is for Smile. Smile. This had a teaser, okay? And I want to describe the teaser if you guys haven't seen it.
I remember it. But
Okay,
yeah, but go ahead.
I
But
will
for the
describe it for
listeners,
the
yeah,
podcast.
please, yeah.
The teaser was a woman in a hospital walking, and she walks by the door, which is a shot in this, and you quickly see a man sitting on the bed just smiling, and then
so creepy.
she like does a double take, goes back in, and she leans down and looks at him, and then it cuts to her smiling, and then it says smile. And I remember thinking, what a great idea for a horror movie. That's like, I wish I had thought of that, where it's like an epidemic where people are doing these big creepy smiles.
And a great
And then
trailer.
And
Yeah.
a great teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Now this trailer came out, and this movie. So what they reveal in that scene is that she leans down, and looks at him, and the guy just starts going, "You're going to die. You're going to die."
Yeah, it's real no sleep.
And and it's like, oh my god, that is the worst decision you could have made.
Yeah.
And so this trailer seems like a series of setups that you're like, that's a good. Oh, never mind, they fucked it up. And that's the trailer.
Yeah, and like the earlier one, The Invitation, this one also shows you most of the movie. Like, it takes you through like her getting the infection, her realizing that the curse has taken hold, her going to somebody to figure out what the curse is, the curse spreading from her. And then now she herself is committed in an asylum because she's got this curse that nobody else can see. Like, it just
got the crazies.
carries you all the way through it.
Yeah,
It's basically, I would like this movie if it turns out to be a secret sequel to It Follows. Because it just seems to be like It Follows minus the sex.
Yeah,
right.
You know, it's not like it's the same thing.
Yeah, It Follows, except people smile at you instead of slowly walking toward you.
And it's the ring because she has like 7 days or something.
Yep.
And it was made by a producer from The Ring. This was like the saddest also reveal in a movie. It was like from a producer of The Ring. A producer.
Yeah.
A producer of The Grudge. And you're like, oh man, these two.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's good, but this trailer does not make it look good.
It's not. It's I think it's a good idea that I'm getting real Lights Out vibes from this.
Yeah.
Which was a great web short. You know, these things start as like really good online ideas.
Great
I think
short.
this is like a no sleep story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or an SCP. This might be an SCP. If you guys know what SCP is, like the Secure, Contain, Protect. It's like a whole Wikipedia archives worth of like declassified documents about supernatural stuff that all exist in this one facility. And it's just endless. It's like boundless unfiction that people have written, but like this just seems like a story out of that. Like this would be an entity that they're securing.
Right.
It would be this smile thing.
It's definitely, it definitely has that Lights Out where it's like we have one good visual and we're going to build everything off of it.
And it's a great visual.
It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
It's so unnerving, weirdly so, but like it's such a simple idea, but it's so unnerving and it works so well in that initial teaser, and then this trailer is just a big wet fart.
Yeah.
It's very Bye Bye Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Bye Bye Man.
Oh, sweet Bye Bye Man. Yeah, I kind of want a remake already.
Yeah.
For this. Like, that's how I feel.
We should be able to like go to people and take their ideas away when they
and be like, you do this again.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Give me this. You did it wrong.
Oh,
in
man.
case of Knives Out, I don't know what happened there because that was his short film, like his short YouTube video that he made into a feature-length movie. I don't know how he messed
which
it
one?
up.
Lights Out?
Because the
Lights Out.
premise can't sustain itself beyond a short, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, you
because
mean Mom's
he
friend
didn't.
Diane?
Yeah.
He didn't have. Yeah, it seems like he just didn't have an idea beyond. Unfortunately, beyond that one short, and so be it. I guess. I don't know. It's still.
But he's a good director. Like, he's done other stuff that I've been impressed by. Hasn't he? Yeah, it's, what's his name?
I don't know.
It's, you guys know, you definitely know who he is. It's, David F. Sandberg.
Daryl Sandberg? Or
No, David F. Sandberg.
Oh.
He did Shazam.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lights Out was his, like, breakout thing. He did a bunch of shorts, and then he did Annabelle Creation, Shazam. Yeah. And, like, Shazam was fun, but I don't think it was from the directing. Annabelle Creation was, from what I recall, because I think I saw that movie, which is going to be my review of it. The fact that I'm not entirely sure. It did not leave a mark.
The old-timey one? I think that's the old-timey one.
Yeah, I remember, what I remember from that is that they needed someone to go into a spooky barn, and so they just have the ghost, like, pull her in. And it was like, you couldn't have thought of a reason to get her in that barn, huh? You just had to have the screenwriter yank her in. All right. Like, I don't remember that being particularly good, but again, I only saw it once.
Yeah, so, I mean, Smile, I could go off on, like, David O. Sandberg for a while, but I feel like, in terms of Smile, like, it can sustain itself probably for the same amount of time that Lights Out can sustain itself with its creepy imagery. You're going to have to get a story in there sooner rather than later. I can't tell if the people are being possessed when they're smiling, or if she's just seeing it and that's not actually happening.
I think they're seeing people smile. I think that's the idea.
Mm-hmm. That's what it appears to be.
Because there is an entity that does look like them, or it's smiling as her. I think that's why we get the shot of her smiling like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
But the end image of this is also very effective. There's the end thing where she's in their car.
Oh yeah, well that's
and you see someone walk out.
That's because it's straight up lifted from an Argentinian horror movie called Terrified.
Oh, Terrified.
Yep.
Same thought. Yep. I was like, is this Terrified?
That's Terrified.
Yeah, so I'm not giving them points for that.
Yeah, you just did the thing from Terrified. It's a great shot. When I saw it in Terrified,
like, I'm so glad you've seen Terrified.
Oh, it's awesome!
I'm so glad,
it's so
Tom.
good.
It's so
fucking good.
It's got also the scariest moment in Terrified is just the opening with the shower scene.
Don't spoil it. Everybody watch Terrified.
I'm not.
Everybody
watch it. It's on Shudder.
But yeah, no, that opening shower thing that stuck with me. A couple of things in Terrified stuck with me.
So good. Yeah. I liked it a lot.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this movie. Smile.
Yeah, fuck this movie.
No, Terrified.
So watch Terrified instead. It's on Shudder,
yeah,
I think.
Just watch Terrified. Is this 2017? I don't think I've seen this.
Yeah, 2018. Oh, okay. 2017. Okay. Yes.
I watched Terrified.
Oh, watch it, Dave. I didn't realize you hadn't. Everybody watch Terrified.
Sometimes I don't see things. So I'll watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
It's solid. It's solid. The other good one on Shudder is called Caveat, and it's fucking incredible. And it's a real lean
Oh, yeah, I
film.
love Caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Caveat's fantastic.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, fun stuff. This, I don't know.
I'll watch it. Let's be clear. I'm going to see this movie.
I guess I'll see it if it's free.
Yeah. I'll watch it I'll watch it if it gets put in front of me on one of the streaming services, but
yeah.
Is this coming out in theaters? Are they really banking on Smile? Oh God, man. I don't know. What are theaters like these days?
The movies are back.
Here's the thing. This almost has 10 million views. I guarantee that this is gonna do well.
Yeah.
Because
I think this will have a big weekend, a big opening.
Yeah, it's mediocre in the middle of the road horror that is, like we're pointing out, stealing from better horror that's less challenging. This has I'm guessing it has limited gore. I'm guessing it's probably PG.
Oh, you think?
Let me look. Let me see if it's
maybe.
That end makes me think maybe not.
We're treated to a pretty gnarly throat slash in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are we? Yeah, it is rated R.
Okay.
So that's good.
At least they did that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was about to say this could easily have been a PG-13 trailer.
Yeah, this could have been a Slender Man. You remember that fucking movie, Dave?
Yeah,
oh my God. What happened there? We need a documentary, we need to do this Bonfire of the Vanity style documentary about what went wrong with
the documentary
Slender
about
Man. You had one job.
The short version is they cut out everything that involved teenagers killing themselves or killing each other because of the Slender Man trial.
Right.
Oh, that makes sense.
So the movie is like disjointed to the point where it's incoherent, and like all the deaths either happen off screen or like it's weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the hell, man? You can't fuck up Slender Man. It's just like it's like
boogeyman.
Something awful for him. Yeah.
Creepypasta. That's it.
The other thing about this trailer, they do upside down world.
Oh yeah.
They do shots, but they're upside down. And it's like, yep, I get it.
Speaking of upside down, let's move on to this next trailer.
Yeah, all right. Paper Girls.
Paper Girls. The reason I said upside down is because it conspicuously uses the score from the first season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, no, this is Prime, Amazon Prime doing their own Stranger Things for sure. Right? Like this is a series.
Yeah.
That isn't to say it won't be good because I kind of like what I saw in this, but it's definitely them saying, let's do our own Stranger Things.
Which, you know what? Power to them.
Sure.
Like I could do with more. Like by Stranger Things, I think we just mean creepiness that involves teens in the 80s doing something supernatural. I guess that is highly specific of a subgenre.
No, it is.
But
It's not a I wouldn't consider a subgenre. I would say maybe it won't actually be that. Maybe they're just trying to make it seem like that, if that makes sense. Like the trailer. This is the writer of Toy Story 4, by the way, who also wrote the new Lord of the Rings, some episodes for that. Star Wars Resistance TV series, whatever that is. Stephanie Folsom, who's making this.
Oh, that name does sound familiar.
It's about teen girls traveling to the future. Teen girls from the 80s traveling to the future to now, I believe, or like near now. So that's also why I feel like it might not actually be a Stranger Things.
I don't think it probably isn't that as close. Yeah, I think that's just the way they're marketing it.
Yeah,
it's also about a space or time war. I saw that in the. You didn't get that from the trailer, but you got that from the little bio. There's a time war. Yeah, there's a time war. So this is like a time war situation.
I am back on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I think it might have, similar feel and look at Stranger Things, but it just doesn't seem, and it's also based off a graphic novel. So
cool.
It's probably based on something that was created before Stranger Things.
Maybe.
And I'll look that up. But yeah, and then I think it's going to be mostly like 80s kids commenting on the future. You know what I mean? There'll be a lot of...
Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be more like that. But that's just, again, my guess.
I think there's going to be a lot more celebrity cameos than they're letting on. Because we just saw one of the girls as they're grown up.
Yeah, it's Ali Wong.
Wong.
Yeah.
And that's great casting. But you know what? There's like 4 more girls there. And I'm very excited to see who's going to be playing them.
Oh, yeah. This is a 2015 comic. When was the Stranger Things?
The 16.
2016.
Well, there we go. So yeah, I think, I think they're just twisting it a little to appeal to that.
Because if you say Time War off the bat, you're going to get a totally different demo.
Yeah,
You're going to get the Doctor Who.
Honestly, they should have called it Time War.
You're going to get a bunch of nerds.
Yeah. And they're not going to want to sit through a whole girl movie. So like you really got to play the middle of the road here.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like based on the comics, there's a lot of them coming to terms with the people they became, which sounds delightful.
It's like the Atom Project, except reverse. Like they just go in the future and just get disappointed with who they become.
Right. Exactly. That seems fun. Well, final trailer. We talked about this before, but we didn't get a trailer. This is They/Them with the Kevin Bakes Old Bacons. And this is a slasher movie at
half of the Bacon Brothers.
Yeah. The better half? I don't know.
Probably.
I mean,
what's going on here? Like, what is going? This trailer, like, what? Am I offended?
No. I mean,
I don't think it's gonna be, because there's a version of this that could have been terrible, and I'm still kind of hoping at least that it's the director who's also the writer has written a lot of things, including Gladiator again.
What? It's the same guy?
No, it's a different guy. So Gladiator.
Who also wrote
he also
Gladiator
Gladiator?
had a lot of writers, apparently.
Yeah. He also did Alien Covenant. He did Skyfall and Spectre. He did Hugo, Rango, the
Hugo and
Aviator.
Rango?
Yeah, he did The Aviator. He did Star Trek Nemesis. He did a little film called The Time Machine. The point being that this person's been around the block. And so they know how to write a movie, at least.
Well, they know how to group write a movie.
Yeah.
We don't know if they know how to singularly write a movie.
The idea of this is,
They know how to do group
LGBT
projects.
Yeah. An LGBTQ camp.
Pro LGBTQ.
Well, no, so
not
sorry.
conversion.
This is actually set at a gay conversion camp, is what I'm reading.
No way.
Yeah, and it's
No,
a
no.
slasher, which doesn't seem like it from the trailer.
It definitely doesn't seem like it's a conversion
Doesn't seem
camp
like a
because they say
conversion camp in the
everybody's
trailer,
welcome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what the
seems like it's a-
IMDb synopsis says, but
I'm not
I
sure.
Oh, man.
That really
think
doesn't
that's-
look like that. I don't know.
no,
And the way
I
he's
think it-
talking is definitely opposite.
yeah, I think it might be wrong. I think that might be wrong. I think it's more of just a camp for like LGBTQ kids, which is a
Yeah.
slasher. And so like I feel like they probably had a meeting
Yeah.
where they're like, do we really have to call it they/them? And they're like, it's such a good pun. How can we not?
Why?
They
What's
slash
the
them.
pun?
They slash
They
them.
slash them.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Slasher
I just got
film.
it.
Yeah, and so it's like I can almost see them being like, "Fuck, man, I guess we have to not call it that." But
It is.
Fuck.
It is at a. It is at a
Fuck.
conversion camp.
okay,
I'm reading.
Okay.
Reading
But
more
that's so
about
weird
it. Yeah.
because he's saying everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter who you are. Like he's saying the opposite.
well,
They're
I-
really
I
they're really
imagine
hiding
that's-
it in the trailer. Yeah. I
also imagine that's how those camps function,
probably.
where they're they probably are real gaslighty, right? They kind of have to be.
Well, because the
They're
whole
trying to
thing is
brainwash
gaslighting.
kids.
Yeah.
yeah. So like
Yeah,
I
but
imagine.
they try to gaslight you into thinking that you're welcome and you're accepted the way you are.
I mean,
like, it's just weird.
there are other versions of that. That I don't want to get into, but like we know there are versions where there are entities that claim to be there to help people that are really not.
Yeah.
And so like it might be presented that way. I don't know. I all I know is that I still am like, it's that thing. It's that new Texas Chainsaw where they're like, bro, you're still getting canceled, where it feels like it was written
God.
by a 90-year-old guy. And so the question is like, is this that? Is this a person who's just going to use it to like, it's like that Bodies trailer where it was like,
yes.
where it's like,
That's what I was going to. Yeah.
where they're like, oh, you're so toxic and I'm in my safe space. And it's like, no one fucking talks like that. And the people who write characters like that, it just feels like you're really old and out of touch and you're
Yeah,
griping
and
about
that
these
movie-
kids.
Yeah, that movie looks good, like Bodies, but the writing is so condescending.
Yeah.
I'm like, who wrote
but-
this? Like, the movie looks cool.
But maybe that's the trailer, you know? And so like I'm just like I'm not ready to judge either of those movies based on those
Isn't it-
trailers, but it always that like it rubs me the wrong way for sure.
Well, because it's definitely like, who are they marketing this to?
Yeah.
Right.
Who wants to see this? Like, who wants to see like all the millennial or Gen Z, I guess now, kids like get triggered and then get murdered? You know, like who's
Right.
looking forward to watching them being destroyed like that? And it's kind of like the opposite of The Hunt, I guess, maybe a little bit, or like the same as The Hunt.
Yeah.
Remember that movie that came
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it was written by people who are actually part of these communities. And they/them you know, like again, we get this small trailer and we don't really get much from it. So it's hard to tell right now.
They really do.
Like how The Hunt ended up being kind of good, maybe a little bit. I kind of ended up liking that movie, but I feel like the hype around it and the conversation around it was really
Which
bad.
movie?
The Hunt.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed by The Hunt, but it was fine. That's the
I like
other
Betty
thing is
Gilpin.
like there's nothing wrong with like taking the piss out of a generation. It's just when they do it in a way that feels like a Facebook meme. It's not even that it's like offensive or it's like how dare you attack these people. It's more of like I've heard this joke a million times.
And it doesn't really connect with what it actually is, you know? Like
Exactly.
like you're pointing
Yeah,
out
yeah.
nobody actually speaks like this. So it's like, all right.
Yeah. So it actually feels toothless because it's like a Facebook meme.
It ends up becoming, you're taking the piss out of a generation, but you're actually taking the piss out of the straw man that you created of,
Exactly.
of this generation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to
Look,
be
I would be Go ahead.
Oh, just to be fair, none of that is in this They Them trailer.
No.
We are
No.
judging a book very much by like a fraction of its cover.
Yeah.
Well, by its premise, which is very much triggered, like, it's they/them. It's about like a gay conversion camp. Like, we can posit a couple things based on that.
Right, because that's part of the theme. So it's like, it'd be one thing if it was like just a slasher movie that happened to take place at a gay conversion camp, right? Like that would be fine. It seems to be the theme of the movie. And so like there's a difference in there where it's like it's one thing to just have like representation, and it's another thing to make it the identity of the film.
Yep.
And
Exactly. It's But I'm a Cheerleader.
Yeah.
It's like But I'm a Cheerleader, but horror.
Yeah, but I'm a Cheerleader. I thought was very good. I mean, I haven't
That's
seen
a great
it in a while.
movie.
And like, that's the thing is like I don't know what message you're putting out. Again, I just don't know anything about this film.
And it's a real cheeky title. So it's like, what are we supposed to think here?
Again, I really think the title was just someone in the room said, "Oh my God, you guys, we kind of have to call it this,"
really-
and everybody
And
else
they're like,
going,
are we being awful
"Fuck."
right now? Should we not?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're being awful. Let's do that. So it was so bad.
Yeah.
But that's such a horror movie
I-
pun. Like, man,
I would say that, like, I didn't think that this phrase could come out of my mouth, but I think this movie or show or whatever could be better served by having Ryan Murphy do it.
maybe.
To the point where Ryan Murphy has done this. It is American Horror Story 1984.
Yeah,
He's done this before. It's I feel like I'd be more comfortable if this was him,
sure.
even though he's not great.
No.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of schlock.
But like, at least I would know firmly what kind of camp this is.
Yeah.
Not camp like the literal camp, but like what kind of high
Yes.
camp this is.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm still on board until right now I'm still curious.
So there you go.
Also-
if he had made it, the movie would have been called Camp.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
right.
was thinking, God, Tom, you were reading my mind. Didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking the
I
exact
picked it
same
up.
thing.
Yeah. I intercepted
Also-
those
Yeah.
words.
I'm not looking this up, but Kevin Bacon hasn't made a bad film, right?
No, never.
The Amanda Seyfried one was pretty bad. Was that Do Not Leave, or You Should Leave Now? You Should Have Left. That one.
You should have.
Oh!
You should have left. Yeah.
That wasn't
some of
great. But this is also Kevin Bacon stunt casting, right?
Oh yeah,
Because he
this
is
is Kevin Bacon being like Hammy Bacon.
well, he is
And he's in Friday the 13th.
a cast. I was about to say he's in Friday the 13th. So like this is kind of appropriate to have the Bakes in this.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I really like that show that he was on for a while. But he was searching as for a serial killer who was a professor and had like a cult of fans. Now, that show was good. What
I think it was called The
God,
Killing,
only
wasn't
for-
it?
he makes
No,
that's
it
a
wasn't
different
The
one.
Killing. It was called
The Following.
Forget. It was like
There it is.
The Following.
There it is.
There we
it was
go.
It was the ing word. All right.
Yeah.
It was. I kind of like that. That was kind of a fun show. I feel like Kevin Bacon doing horror is like not a bad thing.
Again,
That's not a bad genre for
Kevin
him.
Bacon has decent taste. So I don't know. I don't know if Bacon would lead us the wrong way. Then again, there was that time Keanu Reeves made a movie about how women are terrible and just want to trap you and shame you on social media. So
What movie?
Knock,
knock,
knock.
knock. That was a misstep.
What was that?
That's an Eli Roth movie.
No way. Eli Roth made a movie and I didn't hear about it and had Keanu Reeves.
Sure
Yeah.
did.
How?
It was about two hot young women who he just can't help but to sleep with. And then
Well,
they
that
shame
happens.
him on social media and hold him hostage. And it was like, man, what are we doing? What is this film we're trying to make here? It is. I'm glad people have sort of forgot that movie existed
Yeah.
because
2015.
it's one of those movies that any other actor, we wouldn't let them forget. But it gets Keanu Reeves, so we're like, all right, buddy, you get a pass.
Wait, it's based on another
Yes.
movie? It's
Yeah,
based on
it's
the...
like it's like Eli Roth trying to do Grindhouse. It's based on like a 70s like sexploitation film.
Yeah. And Ana de
original had
Armas
Colin
is in
Camp
it.
from Clue.
Yeah, Ana de Armas is in
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
not a
bad.
movie to
It's
watch.
very
Yeah.
bad. All right.
it's a very bad movie.
Let's move on.
All right, well, that's it for trailers. So we're going to get into news stories, but first we have some more people to thank.
Let's do
such
it.
as
More of our patron producers.
Yes. Big thank you to Chester's Prophet.
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank you to Definitely Not Guillermo del Toro.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brian, who Tom knows.
Sure do.
Thank you to Bob Grenville.
Thanks so much.
Thank you to Steven.
Woo.
Thank you to Han Toomey, the confused cyborg.
Beep boop.
Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you.
Thank you to Happy Ed 209.
Always. He's so happy. Thank you to Tiger Drawers Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dan Hackroyd.
Thank
you
you.
to Manischewitz Maltov says economic solidarity is the path to paradise, comrades.
It's true.
Jeez.
Thank you to E.T. the Extravagant Terresticle.
Thank you.
Thank you to Cody Johnston's Time Machine Noise.
Thank you.
Thank you to Pete Vorpagel.
Thank you.
Thank you to Glitterous, CFO of Michael Shannon's Chocolate Factory.
Always.
Thank you to pre-order Jason Pargin's new book. Pre-orders are super important.
Thank you. So we got news that the James Bond producer says the next film is only 2 years away. They also said they're not casting for James Bond yet, and they said we're reinventing him. And I just don't know what any of that means.
Who knows?
Well, we have to consider the source. Barbara Broccoli, the name of the... And by the way, her brother is not named Broccoli, which means that she married into a family knowing that her name would be Barbara
Into the
Broccoli.
Empire. It's like Heinz. They're the people who invented broccoli.
Well,
very rich family.
Could
Very
not get
rich
over
family.
this.
The Albert R. Broccoli is the original producer of the James Bond movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's like nepotism. But with
for a
vegetables.
second there, I was just listening like totally seriously to you guys. I thought you were talking about like she's obviously connected to the Broccoli producers, blah blah blah.
No. I just meant like it's a funny name.
Oh yeah, it is a funny name.
Yeah. No, but it is. Yeah, it's the people who are in charge of Bond. I know that I liked a lot of their instincts with the later films. I thought they made it work. Despite having to, I assume, keep Daniel Craig there with a taser.
Yeah, he's got one of those dog collars that like shocks you with the invisible fence.
Yeah,
He tries to run away.
Yeah, he tries to play Blanc too many times. They just
right. It's just very funny that they literally say, "All right, so 2 years." She also says nobody's in the running. There isn't a script. And we haven't come up with one or decide how we're going to approach the next film. So,
can I be honest? It kind of makes me think it's a lie. That makes me think that they do know what's going on.
Yeah, it might. Well, so they have a new 007 in the last one. Have you seen that one?
No.
And it's this woman who is killing it. They do this bit where like she kind of doesn't like Bond and he doesn't kind of like her, and then they sort of work together. And like, I kind of assume they did that so that they could just continue the world. Of course, that would require 007 being a black woman, and something tells me that the people who watch James Bond are not going to be thrilled about that. But I mean, maybe not. Maybe they're very open people. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Are they
The biggest
James
Bond fan
fans?
I know is Alex Schmidt, who would be delighted by that, I'm sure.
I feel like Bond people are kind of cool.
Yeah,
they're not. I don't like Bond particularly, but I feel like the people who are really into Bond are like fine.
Here's what
as far as I know.
Here's what I'd say. I think Bond people can be anybody, because Bond people our age are just people whose parents showed them Bond, right? And so it's a nostalgia thing. It's not like the story of this British dude shooting people in other countries really speaks to me. It's like, no, I just love the nostalgia of this series at this point. So
Yeah,
I do think they can do a lot of stuff with Bond, and like probably should, right? Because at this point, if they're just like, and here's the next Bond, and we're restarting the series, it'd be hard to be interested.
yeah.
I agree.
I mean, it's already hard for me. Like, I missed most of the Daniel Craig ones just because, like, like you were saying, I watched Bond growing up, but like, not anymore.
Right, and they just keep kind of rehashing the
Yeah.
same villains, and it's like
They're all the same.
Yeah,
for the most part.
like the answer to a lot of film series. The answer is kind of just to not do it for a while. But if they have to do it, they should probably change things up in a really drastic way. Because I just don't see another fucking. Here's new Bond. We're starting over. Like that's exhausting.
I mean, I feel like they've run through all the people I would like to see in the role of James Bond throughout the... Like, Rami Malek would have been a cool, weird take on James Bond.
Right.
I could have seen that. But they've already run through him. He's the villain. He can't be the good guy.
Well, yeah, I guess...
I mean, they've done that in Bond before. Joe Don Baker played the bad guy in Living Daylights, but then he was in 2 of the Pierce Brosnan ones as a completely different character.
That's true.
Yeah, but you can't be Bond. Like, you can't just show back up
I mean,
as
make
Bond,
Joe
right?
Don Baker Bond is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here's the other thing is like saying like, oh, I don't know if they can do it again. I'm sure old Broccoli is like, oh, really? Because we keep doing it and you fuckers keep watching it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Broccoli.
maybe it's stay the course because it's like, yeah, I've been through 3 generations of Bonds in my lifetime, right? And like, I still watched at least the first one of every one. And they always kind of drop off slowly, right? That's just how they go. So
yeah.
I don't know. Just get fucking Martin Campbell, like who did GoldenEye and Casino Royale, and just be like reinvent it again. And maybe he'll do something completely new. Like fuck it, just you keep using Martin Campbell.
Or you know what? Get Martin Mull.
Sure.
Get him in it.
Make him Bond.
Get Martin Mull in
Gene
this project,
Parmesan.
which for some reason is what I thought you said.
Yeah, why not?
Make Gene Parmesan the next 007.
Yep.
That'd be amazing.
Any other thoughts on Bond?
Nope.
No? Yeah. Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel 2023. That's other news. It doesn't.
It's like it's the same.
whatever.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, right?
I heard they're going back to the firehouse or whatever. They're going to do like the city version. Which, sure, man.
Yeah.
I bet the thing is that they don't want to have to think about it for another couple of years. They're like, let's see how this all plays out. Like, the world is so changing by the day here, you know? And I'm sure in London, too. Less so, but I'm sure still in London, things are changing by the day. The markets are changing. The whole landscape is changing. So to try to make James Bond, like, to try to guess right now what James Bond is going to work in, like, 2 years, that's being very optimistic that there will be, like, a 2 years from now. Might as well just take it one day at a time.
Sure. Yeah, I just, I don't know. The Ghostbusters Afterlife, it was like one of those where I knew in my heart that there would be a sequel.
Of course.
But it felt...
Oh, yeah.
It felt like it was like, all right, cool Ghostbusters tribute, let's move on. But no, they're not going to do that.
I didn't like it at all. I didn't like that movie.
I liked parts of it. In terms of, it's again... If you're going to make a Ghostbusters, the best way to do that is to just not do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do it, I guess get fucking Jason Reitman because he's in the family. Do this cute little story and I don't know. It's if
it had been backdoor project this entire time, if they'd secretly made this Ghostbuster movie and made it look like again, and this was another one that was very Stranger Things. You know, like it looked like Stranger Things. It had the kid from Stranger Things. It was out like with a bunch of other kids. One of them was named Podcast, if I remember correctly.
You sure do.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I saw that movie the night Sondheim died, so I don't really remember it super well. I was very sad.
It's pretty bad. It's got some... It has... I tell you what, watching... The biggest takeaway from Ghostbusters Afterlife for me was I want Jason Reitman to just make a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
It's all that
and
where it's just like, I don't know, what are we doing? Like, do we really need to use all this talent on just a Ghostbusters?
I remember being very upset about the post-credit stinger, but I was on a lot of Xanax, so I don't remember exactly why. Was it sort of like a TBD?
I think it was Ernie Hudson talking to Annie Potts about like starting the Ghostbusters back up in New York.
Right.
But was he saying something like weird about like one of the characters? Like for some reason, I remember him like talking about like, oh, so and so, just giving some backstory that's totally like new information in the post credits.
Oh wait, I think the very last one was a quick scene between Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's electrocuting him.
That's right. Yeah, they're doing the ESP test. That's right.
It's cute. Again, it's kind of like. It's just it's kind of like
it's like a reunion special, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a reunion special, and so like I couldn't help but to be emotionally affected by that and to be like, geez, I can't believe they're all coming together and doing this.
Yeah.
But as a movie, it didn't really feel like a movie.
It's not a movie,
and so that's why it's like once you take away, because I guarantee in the sequel they're not going to have Bill Murray. They're not going to have most of them.
They could. I don't think they can.
I mean, they might, but like I don't think they will. Maybe they'll be in it for a little, and it's just gonna that feeling is gonna wear off when you're faced with just like a movie.
Oh yeah, you know what? And it's like I don't know. I felt really weird about that Harold Ramis thing at the end. I felt like what? I guess you're allowed, but like I didn't love it. And with Reitman having just passed, I feel like this movie might be a little bit better for, maybe not better for it, but I mean like it might be more, it will feel less exploitive. I don't know, because it's Jason's dad. But you know, there's a lot of like themes of loss in the new Ghostbusters. That I feel like, yeah, we could take a different track with this movie. It doesn't have to be like sardonic snarkiness. I did kind of like how it was just like a different tone of a movie.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I would like more of like a Jason Reitman film than like a movie that's trying to be Ghostbusters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, whether we want it or
Whether
not.
we want it or not, it's gonna keep lurching forward. It's fine. It's all fine. Everything's all right.
When you said lurching forward, I got the image of the dinosaurs dying, the extinction scene in Fantasia.
Oh yeah. I actually was reminded. So I went to a wedding. That's why it's part of the reason why we didn't have Hypecast last week. And I saw one of my friends who just got the tattoo, "Live, Laugh, Lurch," which has delighted me to no end.
Is it a picture of Lurch
It
Man's
is.
family?
It is.
That's
it's
really
like live,
fucking
laugh,
good.
Lurch and like a around the picture of Lurch.
God
Isn't that
damn.
like the best tattoo that ever existed?
Oh, damn it. That's a good tattoo idea.
I know.
Fuck, I wish I thought of that.
I know. Should we?
My sister was just in town, and she's a tattoo artist. She's a very, very good tattoo artist. She was doing a little mini residency here, and I was trying to figure out what tattoo for her to give me, like at the helm, because she does stick and poke,
Right.
like really detailed stick and poke. And I finally settled on one. I was gonna get the rock with googly eyes from Everything Everywhere All at Once, because I
That would have been
and
good.
like
yeah.
saying like. Yeah, right. It was going to say one of the like, cute catchphrases
It's a
that they say in the movie.
Simple tattoo as well.
Yeah, I mean, she does highly detailed stick and pokes, which is the thing that you can do now, like where it's just like very shaded, intricate. But like,
Right.
I sat on that, and then like I bought the paper and I got like the ink and everything, and then I totally forgot about it as we went to an arcade the last night that she was in town. Yeah,
Well,
we lost it. Yeah, we lost the opportunity, but
Next time.
that's a great tattoo.
isn't it?
Yeah, Live Last Lurch might be my new favorite.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
So fucking-
It's pretty strong. Yeah.
Yeah. It's extremely
Damn it.
strong.
Damn it.
All right. You want to thank some more
Let's
producers?
move on. Yeah, let's thank some more of our great producers.
All right. Big thank you to the Midnight Patron with Patrons at Midnight.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Thank you to Exploding Runes.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrew, the Proud Satanist Hal.
Thank you.
Thank you to Vincent.
The why.
Thank you to Rev MD.
Thank you.
Thank you to Lauren Gucci.
Thank you.
Thank you to Bootler Boodleson.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Tux.
Tux.
Thank you to Ricky Cilantro.
Thank you.
Thank you to Norm from Cheers.
Norm.
Oh,
and
wow.
thank you
Hi.
to Space McNulty.
Always up among the stars.
Yeah.
What is a Space McNulty?
He's in episode 1, and he's the bad guy in John Carter.
Yep.
No, I
Space McNulty.
I know who McNulty. You mean McNulty
Yeah,
from The Wire, but
Dominic
in space.
West, I think is his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always
Okay.
McNulty to me. Let me jump in here. Thanks to your mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you to Nolan Mayton.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrew. Follow Marina on Twitch and Patreon at HeartFistBrain McGuire.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Do it.
AJ.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to Tip Drizzle.
Tip Drizzle.
Thank you to Burrito Mouth.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to the Ghost of Dave Thomas.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to Aaron Bursar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to Christopher Robert Sparts, Esquire.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Yeah.
Mackenzie Fuck Shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick Chill.
Thank you.
Thank you to Funky
thank
J.
you.
Thank you.
And thank you to Pie Guy.
Pie Guy.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
I'm Dave.
Cut the shit. Do you have a movie that deserves more hype? No, wait.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have 2 movies that deserve more hype?
Ooh, that's a tall order, but I think I can handle it, Tom.
Oh, man.
After all, we didn't.
Can you take all
Yeah.
of it?
We didn't have a Hypecast last week. Normally, when I find 2 movies that I want to cover, I just like sit on one till the next week to be, lazy.
So
But
you've
I just-
sat on these 2 eggs here.
Yeah, but I just saw these 2 and I was like, fuck, I want to talk about both of them. The first one is Allegoria. Now, this is coming out on August 2nd on VOD. I cannot guarantee this is a good movie. All I can guarantee is that it's a movie directed by the lead singer of Power Man 5000, who I just learned is the little brother of Rob Zombie.
I love that you just learned that. I love that.
That's
for
hilarious.
I don't even know what Power Man is. Is Power Man the guy, or is Power Man the name
Power
of the
Man
band?
5000 is the name of the band.
Yeah, he calls himself, what is it, Spider One?
Spider One.
Which sounds like, I don't know what, it sounds
wow.
like the creepiest satellite ever. So
Well, it sounds like the first of many spiders.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It sounds like the king of the spiders.
It does.
Yeah.
This is
Spider Prime.
I just think it's I hope Rob Zombie is like, stop copying me like all the time to him. I also hope
Get your own thing.
yeah. But the trailer is fucking wild as shit. It's only a 70-minute long movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a
Love that you're telling us the runtime.
yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Well, for the trailer, it was kind of reassuring because I was like, I don't know if I need 2 hours of this. It's about a group of artists who become so obsessed with their art and like pretentious that they start manifesting like demons.
Tulpas. Yeah.
And I don't know. That feels a little Velvet Buzzsaw to
Velvet
me,
Buzzsaw,
but like
Velvet Buzzsaw, a little secret history, like a little bit of that. That was a book, but like, yeah, a little bit of that story.
right.
Okay.
Like artists can do that. Yeah.
I think the trailer is definitely not Velvet Buzzsaw. I think it's going to be funnier than we think.
I'm getting real Danzig vibes from it.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be intentionally funny.
yeah.
I think it's going to be more like we're making fun of pretentious artists in this movie.
I could see that.
Yeah, it looks fun, I would say.
was Power Man 5000? What kind of band is it? Like, what kind of music do they do?
It's kind of metal, like, but with like a techno vibe. At least the one album that they blew up with was. It's
Okay,
that song
so is it kind of like Rob Zombie?
Worlds Collide,
When
right?
Worlds Collide was their big song. Yeah, it's similar to Rob Zombie. Basically, like if Rob Zombie's wrote music that was obsessed with old sci-fi movies instead of old horror movies, that's pretty much what Power Man 5000 is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting a sense of what this is. This is going to be kind of like the Brandon Cronenberg movie,
It might
where it's
be.
like, you know, like he's not going to try to reinvent the wheel. They clearly grew up with the same influences, watching the same movies under the same roof. Like, I don't think he's going to be that worried about like, you know, copying his brother. If his music sounds enough like...
Yeah, I don't
like,
think so. He's actually been asked about copying his brother, and he basically said as much of like, I'm not really worried about that. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know, more power to him unless he's like a bad person,
I don't know.
I guess.
No. I mean, it's like a Joe Hill thing. You can have two people in the family who are talented in the same thing.
Exactly. So like, yeah, good on him. Way to make a movie.
And it doesn't look like it's making fun of the artists either. It's not like look at these artists, these pretentious like pieces of shit. It's like they're like grime artists. They're like they're like people that are, they're not like Velvet Buzzsaw artists.
Right. No.
They're not bougie.
I do think it's still gonna make fun of like the pretentiousness a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as Velvet Buzzsaw for sure. It's not the same scene, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not like art gallery. This is more like,
This is like,
I don't know, grimecore
yeah,
creators.
this is like an artist collective, like like not like big and famous, more of, yeah. But,
I mean, like how many of those, I mean, that is still such a subgenre niche because like how many artist collectives could you, like tropes are we aware of?
not many.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, I don't know. It looks like it could be fun.
I sort of have to watch it. Like,
I feel obligated,
Yeah,
for sure.
I went through middle school and part of high school as a big White Zombie fan, and then tangentially a Power Man 5000 fan. So I have to see what fucking Rob Zombie's little brother made. Yeah,
It's called a Power Fan 5000, Tom. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, Power Fan.
I'm looking for it. What's the name of this movie again? It's got a cool name.
Allegoria.
Love it. Like, love that.
There's another film
for some
called
reason.
that, I believe. If you Google Allegoria,
What?
you'll get a few things.
It's like a word?
So I don't know.
That's very cool. I like this idea because, you know, I like tulpas a lot. That's why I named my dog Tulpa. Like the idea of a groupthink conjuring, like some entity, like it's the Empty Man.
Yeah,
Or
and there's
the
a-
X-Files
the X-Files
episode
of-
Arcadia.
Yeah, there's a tulpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Arcadia episode of the X-Files. I mean, or that's 3 episodes of Supernatural. I mean, tulpas are a pop culture
Yeah, we
thing.
love
I
them.
know about them from Twin Peaks, and I just think they're a cool concept. Like, it's basically unfiction come to life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love it.
So that's movie one. Movie 2, I think, is actually a little more compelling, or at least something that feels like the start to a much more rich career. And, well, we'll just go into it. It's called Slashback. It's coming out later this year. It's from the producers of The Witch, which doesn't really say much about it, because it seems like a monster horror movie, kind of The Thing. It takes place in the Arctic where there is no night, which I just think is a cool flex for a horror movie, where they're like, no, we're not going to rely on darkness. The coolest thing is it is an indigenous group making it, the director, in this small town that, like, they've never made anything in, to the point that they had to literally create acting workshops in the town and taught 20 girls how to act in order to cast the people in it. They also, like, shipped all this equipment and beds and stuff and moved the whole crew to this small town. I think it's a Canadian production. It's basically about an alien entity crashing in this small Arctic town and a group of girls having to fight it off. Like the Thing style ragtag group. It appears to possess a fucking polar bear in the trailer.
Yeah, no,
sure
it's
does.
awesome.
Yeah.
It looks like, I mean, the whole thing is, the thing about it, it's like the opposite of 30 Days of Night. So, like, I guess it's like that movie, was it Amnesia, the Nolan movie?
Insomniac.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, so it's like Insomnia. Like, we're just like, oh, that's such a cool idea. And I really like what she did here, which is like, the whole movie kind of starts out and it's about, like, the housing crisis and, like, how bad this town is doing. And in the article that you linked to, like, she's like, we didn't know how to make this movie without just kind of exploiting the natural landscape and all the people who already live there. So we just kind of had to ship beds and, like, stay in the schools, because otherwise we were just going to be, like, expounding, like, or, like, making it worse by us being there.
It just looks fucking great. It's probably my favorite trailer on this this episode.
It's got
Well, it sounds fun.
and it's got little, like, Monster Squad vibes to it. It's, like, closer to those vibes.
It's Attack the Block.
Yeah. Attack the Block is closer, actually. Yeah,
Good
call.
For sure.
It's
close to Attack the Block. Well, again, not really being that.
Yeah.
It's clearly its own thing, and it just fucking alien possessed polar bear, like basically The Thing but a polar bear. It's just like, fuck, man.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool because it's also like, it's like kind of trying to do like an annihilation thing almost, like it's like the whole area is being infected by this disease, and sort of like, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of analogy to colonialism maybe, or just like what it means to have your area taken over by this alien entity,
right?
And sort of forcing its way onto you. And I just think, I don't know, this could be really, really good movie. Plus the kids seem great. They seem like such good actors. I can't believe they never acted.
It also, I think it will be scary. There's a shot of someone doing like a crab walk upstairs from a basement. Mm-hmm. And if you look, the way they're using light in this is very smart, because there's something I never found like pitch black to be scary. What I find scary is like a dark room when it's light out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like the synagogue scene from It. The scariest scene.
Yeah. Where it's like you get this hint of light, but it's all very dim. And it feels like they're using a lot of that here. And they're going to make a very atmospheric film that happens to exist in the longest day of the year. So, like, that's
it's
really
like
cool.
Midsommar, but like, this kind of has that Midsommar thing too, where it's like there's not going to be any darkness, so you're going to have to play around with that concept of like what scary is and what can be scary in the light of day. This movie is very cool. I love everything about it. I love also the director's like background, like her love for horror obviously comes through.
Yes.
That she was like a gore fiend when she was a kid and would dress her friends up in like blood and guts. I'm like,
there are some Raimi shots in this trailer. I noticed. I was like, oh, this person loves horror, and so it shows.
And like the description of the movie is like the kids are using, because it's they're very isolated. They live in this kind of place where they're trying to escape from, and it's like all they have, I feel like, is horror movies, because they keep referencing, and at least in the material, that these are like big horror movie fans, and they're armed with like kitchen supplies, and like that's the kind of horror movie that I feel like I would probably find myself in, like not quite a meta horror movie, but a movie in which I'm constantly being like, okay, what's the rules here? Because at first they say demon. Clearly isn't a demon, it's an alien, so they're going to have to adjust their thinking there.
Right.
But they obviously know the tropes, and the tropes can be very helpful in surviving these things.
Yeah, I'm very fucking excited for this. So everybody, it's only got like 20K views. It should be the biggest thing right now. Slash, it's slash and then a slash and then back. How it's.
That's like the website I work for. Yeah. That's like dot. And then it's an actual dot, LA.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but I mean, it's worth checking out, folks. It's worth checking out.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
You know what? Taika Waititi needs to get behind this and then promote this, or just like retweet about it. Like, this is his kind of thing, or like, the one who made that new Mulan movie, who did that the whale rider.
Everybody tell Taika to do this.
Tell Taika.
Yeah. Tell him now.
I'm going to tweet it.
Grab him by his ears.
Yeah, fuck it.
And
kiss him on
tell
the face.
His face.
Just kiss him.
That he must do this. I think we've done it. I think that's a sewed. Woo-hoo! We did it! Drew, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I really needed this.
Good.
I'm glad we could provide it for you.
Is there anything you want to tell the world?
I mean, I've been doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I guess I work at .la. It's a website about local tech LA news, so you can check that out. Been doing some other writing, but mostly I'm just on social media. And you can find me on my Patreon, patreon.com/videodrew. And I can do now super followers on Twitter. So I don't know what that means, but give me money and do it, because I don't tweet that much. So just give me money for charity, I guess.
I think that's what it means.
Yeah. It's hard to do plugs because usually, guys, to be dead serious with you, most times when I'm asked to do plugs, I end up plugging Gameplay Unemployed.
Well, thanks.
I'm just like, guys, you should really go listen to this network. It's so great.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What was I going to... Oh, wait, you're going to say some stuff, Dave. You do the thing.
Yeah, I'll plug us. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For $5 a month, you get access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and Spiel Boys. Those last two we do with the Small Beans Network, so it's like a little joint project. We also watch movies with our patrons every Friday night for $10 a month. That's going to be tonight, the night this comes out. So check that out if you feel like it. There's a bunch of other tiers as well. But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, Tom.
Yeah. We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store, where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs you can get on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, all sorts of things. So check that out.
Check it out.
Okay. Bye now.
Goodbye.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. You can find more of his artwork at instagram.com/mvbramleyart. Our episode artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info. Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. which is spelled like it sounds.